There's a new tribute album coming out concerning the Canadian band Triumph. And Jason Scheff is part of that. We talked about that in this clip.
You also, do you know about the Triumph tribute thing I'm doing?
No, I've talked to, I've interviewed good old Mr. Rick maybe 9 times. That's Jesse Cook, the flamenco guitarist. And I just talked to Gil for the first time. I've talked to, anyway, yeah, because when Rick was doing jazz, I was programming jazz in Calgary. I'm in Moncton now. I'm in Eastern Canada because I'm from New Brunswick. Tell me.
Mike Klink, you know who he is? Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction, the engineer, producer, and I think he also engineered it. Mike, I met Mike real quickly when I met Peter Wolf. I was 19 years old. We opened for the Rolling Stones, came back. I was playing at Magic Mountain in a top 40 band, and Peter said, I'm into the band thing. I just have one record I need to do. It was with Ron Nevison, and it was Rex Smith, the teen idol. So I go back to my little top 40 gig. The bass player has to cut out halfway through the album. Peter says, I recommended you. So I went down to the record plant, met Ron Nevison and Mike Klink, and I'm the bass player on Rex Smith's album. And so we finished that. Peter said, that was the one record he's got to do. But Ron Nevison was making a comeback, as a producer. And I go back to my top 40 gig, and these guys start going on a tear, producing Heart and Jefferson Starship and all this stuff. And then Peter Wolf ends up becoming the producer for Starship. We built the city, Sarah. And these are old friends of mine. I opened for the Stones in Peter Wolf's band, right? Mike Klink ends up going on. He was the engineer on the Rex Smith record, wasn't producing it, but he ends up going on to produce Appetite for Destruction, the engineer on Survivor, Eye of the Tiger, also the engineer that ended up producing some of the Triumph stuff, right? So we're all going our separate ways. Ron Nevison ends up coming back to produce Chicago 19, Look Away, all that stuff is Ron Nevison. So we all come back around and start working together and just complete the circles. Klink calls me at the beginning of this year and said, man, I'm producing this Triumph tribute record, and they're doing a documentary on it. And we've got like one of the girls from Heart, Sebastian Bach, Joey Belladonna from Anthrax. I think Mickey Thomas is on it, and he goes, and I just completely forgot, but all of a sudden I thought, what about Jason? So he called the guys and said, what do you think of Jason Scheff? They go, we'd love it, right? So I'm going, wow, Triumph knows who I am. They like me. So
people forget you're a fan. See, people forget you're Jason Scheff, but you're also a music lover.
Big time. Right? And it's just so fun to be in a club where all of a sudden they're going, yeah, come on, Rush and the Doors, they want me to be involved in their stuff, right? And so we go in and we cut with what's his name? John Cougar's drummer, Kenny Aronoff,
yeah.
Phil X, and I go in to cut. I told him, I said, I'd love to sing. Can I play bass on it though too? Because it helps me. He goes, absolutely. So we went and cut the track, and I cut the vocals, and buddy, it's just on fire.
What's the track? Can you say it? What it is?
Yeah. Just One Night. Neil Schoen, Kevin, is it Kevin? Was the singer of Mr. Big. He wrote it with
I don't know who that is.
Gilbert.
I know the band, but I know nothing about them.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, it's so I'm coming your way, buddy. I'm
holy moly. When you joined Chicago, I was really into my new agey phase. I was like ultra new age. I was reading all the new age books, man. And just before, I used to do a new age radio show, like the Wave in LA.
Yeah.
I used to do a show like that. And then I'd rock it out. I remember, it's so strange, when 18 was released, I remember going into the music room and just like Niagara Falls, just like going crazy and listening to it. And then going into another room going, hi, I'm John Beaudin. This is Nightlight. Nightlight with John Beaudin.
Nightlight with John
We used to
Beaudin.
play things like Leah, though, by Toto.
Oh,
Okay. That's a great tune. Hey, by the way, I heard this is your Sgt. Pepper's. Like, wow. Second album I ever bought in my life. By the way, were you ever influenced by Dee Murray, his bass player back then? May he rest in peace.
That's literally the first one. In fact, Joseph Williams, who I know you're buddies with.
I love
and
Joseph.
So am I. And in fact, I got a story about Leah that I have to tell you about. So you drag us into this, John. We're supposed to have a 30-minute interview, and I see what happens all of a sudden. Part 15 of the Bill Champlin interview. That's because we love you, buddy.
You know why? You know what I do now? When I release part 1, I also release the whole thing on our sister channel.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that because people are cherry picking. Like they'll go through a part because I want the video to say why, like here, why Foreigner 4 went from a 6-band to a 4-piece band. Like people know what's going to be on there, right? And those get a lot of hits. If I put the whole interview on, it'll get 500 hits. Meanwhile, what? The Foreigner videos is 6.5K. Like that's.
I know. No, I know. It's smart
crazy
what you're doing. Little bite-sized, little indexing of things. But anyway.
Hope you enjoyed that. If you want to support the channel even more, there's links to Patreon and PayPal in the description, and links to Generation Radio, the new Jason Scheff project, and there'll be details on how you can pick it up. I'm John Beaudin. Make sure you share our videos. If you're a member of a group which talks about Jason or Chicago, please share these videos on there. Comment on them, like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and we'd appreciate that. More from Jason Scheff in the next few days. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.